Do you ever wonder why igorots speak good in English at this time and even better in the past? Perhaps the story about a young igorot boy will give a clear answer to this inquiry. Howdy everybody, welcome back to FDJ Stages. This is your igorot guy Freddy. Welcome back to the igorot world. During the American time in the Philippines, one of the darkest and lowest point of human abuse in history happened in the form of human zoos. One of them is St. Louis World's Fair, or the Louisiana Purchase Exposition, opened on April 30, 1904. Philippine Reservation was one of the most visited by fair-goers because of its controversial colonial exhibit of native Filipinos, Igorots, Negritos, Bagobos, Moros, and Visayans. The most visited part of the reservation is the Igorot village. In the midst of discrimination and exploitation of his race, there was one remarkable Igorot boy who, with his exceptional grace, stood tall and triumphant in front of the world. His name is Antero. Out from the 1,100 Filipinos on display, Antero stood out as a media favorite, becoming the most photographed and much written about celebrity of the fair. Antero Cabrera was from Bontoc Mountain Province. His family called him Balonglong. Of course, Cabrera was not an Igorot name, as he got his surname from the Ilocano parents who adopted him. When he was 12 years old, anthropologist Albert Jenks employed him and 5 other more boys from Bontoc named Pitapit, Valicao, Bugli, Manlan, and Sitlanin to serve as interpreters for his Igorot ethnology project. Having had contacts with the Americans, the boys were quite fluent in English, and Antero was the most proficient of them all. In fact, he assisted Episcopalian missionary Reverend Walter Clayton Clapp in writing a Bontoc English dictionary that saw print in 1908. When Jenks was appointed to become the director of Philippine ethnology for the St. Louis World's Fair, he chose Antero as a member of the Igorot delegation. Another recruiter, Truman Hunt, also assigned him to find 40 other Igorots of specific ages to be part of the Igorot village of the fair. And so, at age 15, Antero found himself traveling to the USA in 1904, arriving in time for the fair's opening. Antero attended an American model school under Maria Pilar Zamora, a Philippine Normal College graduate. He became a star pupil, and his remarkable intelligence left a mark on his employers. His teacher said, "Antero always stands straight and carries himself gracefully so that he commands respect. He has a way of getting along with the Igorot, and I never saw one of them question his little authoritative way. When he is with the Igorot alone, he is just one of them, but when he is with us, he is the boss." In August 1904, a select group of Igorot chiefs was invited to the White House to meet President Theodore Roosevelt. Antero acted as an interpreter for the Filipino delegation. He rendered an impromptu number, "My Country 'Tis of Thee," which he sang slowly and clearly. Upon being complimented, he replied with a smile and a "thank you." Antero enjoyed his time at the fair, and at the end of the exposition, he traveled with the Jenks to Wisconsin to meet his parents. He would return to the US in 1905 with an American performing troupe organized by showman Richard Schneidwind. Antero was at the 1905 Lewis and Clark exhibition in Oregon and attended a school in Los Angeles. In 1906, he was in shows in Chicago and San Francisco. He brought along his wife, Takhay, or named Christina or Esting Ulapan, who gave birth to their first child, Sylvia. They would have 10 children in all. With his family, he joined the Alaska-Yukon Pacific Exposition in Seattle in 1909, which promoted the development of the Pacific Northwest. When the shows ended, Antero went back to Bontoc to continue his work as an interpreter and a farmer whose interest in global news never waned. He helped American teachers in the promotion of education, and he himself encouraged his own children to finish school. His second daughter, named Maria, married transport magnate Bado Dangwa, and when she died, Dangwa married Antero's younger daughter, Lola. Antero died in 1940. Decades later, his granddaughter, Mia Antero Apolinar Abella, returned to St. Louis, Missouri to deliver a moving message about treating fellow human beings with fairness and respect regardless of their background. A man with exceptional skills, a man who promoted education to his hometown people. Since then, the promotion of education in the Cordillera, especially with the presence of the Americans, had given the chance for the Igorots to learn English and speak it, even before the national language of the Philippines, which is Tagalog, turned Filipino. And that's the reason why many Igorots speak English very well. And in the midst of discrimination and exploitation of his race, there was one remarkable boy who, with his exceptional grace, stood tall and triumphant in front of the world in the United States of America. This has been your Igorot Guy Friday. Thanks so much for watching our videos. Please share, comment, follow our page. See you again next video. Cheers.